What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, and today I'm bringing you a best of three. So this is against Jose Cabre. I have featured his teams on the channel before, and so he was reaching out looking for people wanting to do a best of three, and I thought it would be really good practice. So we are, from looking at the team below, we are using the Zacian team once again. I think just given the fact that he is a very experienced player, I didn't want to necessarily chance it on using a team I'm not super comfortable with, and wanted something that just gave me just like a lot of security. So looking at his team, we do have Lando, Feeney, Eternatus, a Serena, Stack, and Volcarona. So there's a lot of sorry, I gotta just message back real quick. There are a lot of things that are scary here, and figuring out and so when I'm thinking the grass core, like I can't really, well, Feeney I think is fine to skip out on. I think let's leave Polykingdra with Zacian and Lando in the back. Right? I think that gives me the best chance. The thing that is obviously really scary is Serena. But we aren't setting up terrain for them. So let's try this. Polly, Kingdra with Lando and Zacian. I think, I think positioning is important. Serena, luckily, is not going to be getting a tailwind boost. So that should really help us overall. So let's kind of see what happens here. So we are going to see Serena with Eternatus lead. And so this... Right? We do have Landorus, so I'm not super worried about Serena. We could go for a Skull. No, I want to... Okay, so nope. I want to go for a Protect on Politoed. And an Icy Wind? I'm going to go for an Icy Wind, right? I know that... Okay, so we're going to see Eternatus withdraw, as it is going to be Tapu Fini in the back. So this is like a pretty okay position. We are going to be able to get the speed drop onto Serena, and we know that Kingdra should, barring a Power Whip, be able to live. As we are going to see the Misty Seed on Tapu Fini, Misty Seed. We are going to get the Icy Wind off. It is going to double connect, and let's just see how much damage. It does a little bit of chip. I'm hoping they target into the Politoed, and then what we can do is we can potentially switch out into Zacian. We are going to see a Grassy Glide into Kingdra, and yeah, it is going to do not that much. Where Serena, Grassy Glide. I want to switch out into Zacian now. I feel really comfortable with that, and then go for a Hurricane into Serena, right? Because I think at this point we should be able to put on big damage. We are seeing no switch from his end. And so what I'm thinking now is, looking at how little damage it did, I don't expect this to be the most offensive Serena, and we should have a pretty good chance of setting up like a substitute, as it's like not much damage at all. Ooh, Nature's Madness. Nature's Madness. And U-turn on Serena. This is really good for us, right? Because we still have Kingdra around. We still have Kingdra around, and we're getting a lot of good damage and learning a lot of information. So Eternatus is going to come back. I think that does make a ton of sense, just given the fact that Zacian doesn't really have a good answer into Kingdra. Behemoth Blade is normally effective. Do I want to be greedy? I'm going to set up a substitute, and let's go for an Icy Wind onto Eternatus, because that way what we can do is we can set up really well for Landorus. We are seeing no Protect, And so how much we're doing... Yeah, Kingdra's damage output is really subpar, but we are putting on a lot of pressure, I would like to think. And setting up, I think, the substitute is going to be really huge, just as we kind of figure out what kind of set is this Eternatus. We are going to see Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb. As Icy... Okay, so they do have Icy Wind on Feeny. And so this should not break my substitute. Yeah, okay, so this is great, right? We have a substitute, and now what we can do is we can bring out Landorus, and we now have really good threatening options, right? We can go for an Earth Power onto either... or we can Earth Power into the Eternatus, or we can go for a Sludge Bomb onto Tapu Fini. Fini doesn't have the boost, right? -2. It still has the boost. So I'm actually going to go for a Behemoth Blade into the Tapu Fini and go for an Earth Power into... I'm going to go for a Protect. I'm going to call Eternatus protecting and an Icy Wind from Tapu Fini. We are going to see the switch, which I think works out as well, as we are going to see Serena come back out, which, I mean, could be a good sacrifice of Serena. We are going to see the Behemoth Blade come out, and I'm hoping that... Yeah, we do want to pick up the knockout here. We are taking advantage of the fact that... Oh, so close. Red from Blade. Yeah, so we are going to be able to stop the Tapu Fini from getting the Icy Wind onto Landorus, which I think is really crucial, as we are going to be able to survive another... I'm going to be... Okay, so I want to Behemoth Blade into Serena and Sludge Bomb into Fini, just with the idea that if there's a switch, we are seeing the switch out into Volcarona. So this is in the back. So that makes me feel really good about the fact that we have Politoed still around, because Politoed isn't going to be threatened pretty much at all by Volcarona. We do pick up the knockout onto Serena, and we are going to be able to get really good damage onto this Volcarona with this Sludge Bomb. Sorry, I'm just going to take some water. They are going to... this is just going to be a little bit tricky, though, because of the fact that they now have access to... This is actually a little bit tricky, because they can go for a Rage Powder fairly easily. We do have Stone Edge. I don't necessarily know if I want to chance a Stone Edge. Because what? They have Tapu Fini and Eternatus in the back. Let's try and Protect to bait out the Rage Powder. I should have probably gone for the Stone Edge just because, it makes more sense. But we will, I think, be able to hopefully pick up the knockout. We do see a Flamethrower come out from Eternatus. I think that is expected. And I actually did not realize just how fast Eternatus is. I didn't expect it to outspeed my Landorus. And I feel like I just assume it's very slow. But I think it actually has like 130 base speed, which is pretty ridiculous. So we are going to see Tapu Fini come out, and I think that this should be pretty... This should be game, right? Because I don't want to make too many assumptions, but what we can... Oh yeah, because we can target into... What we can do is we can Behemoth Blade into Eternatus, as well as go for a Protect with Landorus, and then that'll guarantee... Yeah. Just sending a GG back as we prep for game 2. So, yep, want the lead card. All right, so let's look at the options, right? I felt like Serena didn't really do much, and so Serena is a little tricky though, because it can put on a lot of pressure. I do really like Kingdra again, but at the same time, I think we could lead Zashi and Kingdra, right? With the idea that now that puts us in a position of being really flexible. No, I like the same lead. I like the same 4 in the same order. Because what I'm thinking, right, is we do need to pressure Eternatus. And we can't really afford for Politoed to take too much. What is stopping the Zacian lead? No, because we would have to switch in. So I want to go with the same 4. We haven't revealed Parasong, which I think is going to be really important. And we also know that we have just like really strong damage overall. And the fact that we have the speed control with Icy Wind, I think is going to be really important. So we're going with the same lead again. I do expect a switch, but the question is, what is the adjustment that is going to be made, right? We are going to see, okay, so we do see Feeny lead with Stack in game 2. Sorry, messaging real quick. Alright, so what I'm thinking, right, is we do threaten Stack with Hydro Pump. We know Feeny has Icy Wind as well as Nature's Madness. I do just like a big Hydro Pump into Stack. We could also Haze to get rid of the special defense boost for Landorus. I'm going to go for the Haze just because I want to get rid of that special defense boost. And we aren't going for an Icy Wind as we do see the Stack switch out into Eternatus. So that was really smart, right? Because now you have baited my Kingdra into going for a Hydro Pump. But I'm hoping it still deals... Okay, so we do miss, so we don't actually know how much it deals. We are going to see Light Screen from Feeny. Light Screen. As now we are going to be able to get rid of their special defense boost. I want to go for a pretty comfortable Icy Wind, as well as let's go for a Scald onto Eternatus. My goal right now is just to try and maybe get a burn for residual chip. We know Eternatus has ways of obviously dealing damage. There is the fear of Dynamax Cannon, but I think just every little bit of chip kind of matters. And we do have such a high burn chance. And now with Eternatus at -1 speed, we will have a situation for Zacian to do damage, as they are going to go for a Sludge Bomb into Kingdra, as well as an Icy Wind. So right, we're still matching speed for speed. And Kingdra is going to be able to go for another Icy Wind, which is pretty huge, all things considered, because we are going to win this quote-unquote speed war, as Politoed is just going to go for a pretty comfortable Scald. Okay, so we do see Leftovers, or Black Sludge. Black Sludge. And so I don't really want to switch out into Zacian. I'm going to go for a Protect this turn, as well as a Scald into the Eternatus. Just because like I said, I do want to get a burn to try and mitigate some of that leftovers recovery. And what is nice is they are going to be at -1, so even if we do lose Kingdra... okay, so we do... Okay, Moonblast is the final thing. Moonblast. So we know Tapu Fini's entire moveset, right? It's Nature's Madness with Icy Wind, Light Screen, and Moonblast. We can now... Let's just try and get some damage onto the board. I'm not super worried. Oh, no, it doesn't matter, right? So let's actually try and get... Oh, Recover. Okay, so this is like the standard bulky Eternatus. So I'm actually fine losing... I'm fine losing my Kingdra here, because now what I can do is I do have the Perish Song as an endgame, and so that can actually come in really handy if need be, as we are unfortunately not going to get the burn once again. But we can bring out Zacian and take advantage of the rain to try and set up a substitute, right? Because we are going to be faster than everything, and getting a substitute to mitigate the flamethrower damage will be huge. Especially like because the Zacian does have a decent amount of special defense investment, so trying to do that as well as just go for an immediate scald once again will be important. We are down a Pokemon, which I think is pretty unfortunate, but given that one of his Pokemon in the back is Stack, like I feel overall fairly confident, right? Because Stack Attack doesn't really like Zacian at all. It still gets one shot by Blade, as we are going to see the final Pokemon, which is Lando. Okay, so that's really good to know, right? Because now Lando is going to be able to put us back at neutral. Unfortunately, we didn't go for a Scald into that slot. That would have been quite the read, as we are going to be able to set up this substitute. We do see Eternatus go for the Flamethrower. Will it be enough to break the sub? I'm hoping not, because it is bulky. And, okay, unfortunately it is. So that definitely makes things really tricky, right? Because now they can... Oh, and the rain stops. I do expect Landorus to switch out, right? I'm going to go for a Protect with Zacian, as well as a Scald. I know it's a really obvious play just to switch out, but they are going to stay in. So this is interesting, right? It could be a double up into Politoed. We're going to see the U-turn. Oh, smart. U-turn into Politoed. And probably the Feeny come back. Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to be Feeny, because Feeny is going to let you set up Light Screen again. Yep, we're going to see Feeny come back, which makes sense, right? Because now you have the option of setting up Light Screen. You set up Terrain to stop the burn, which I forgot about when I was going for... Sorry. All those Scalds. Yeah, okay, so we are just going to see the Flamethrower once again. So I expect a Flamethrower into the Zacian slot. And so what I can do now is... Cute little critical hit. That doesn't actually matter. Yeah. God, I really wish I had Gothitelle. I'm going to switch out into Landorus. And... This is tricky. I'm running out of Scalds. I can go for a Haze. Haze is safe. And what that'll let me do is that'll let me... Haze was such a bad play. That Eternatus has a speed drop, and that's huge. That's really, really bad. That's so bad. That's... Oh no, that... I totally forgot about that fact. And now, oh no. Eternatus will now outspeed Landorus. And so that... Oh boy. Yeah, I should have just gone for Protect. That really, really put me in a bad spot. Because now they're going to be able to outspeed really easily. Oh god. Okay. Yep, there's the Flamethrower from Eternatus into the Landorus slot. Oh god. I was like, oh, there's it's fine. Just like go for the casual what is it called? The casual Haze. It doesn't matter, forgetting that the thing was like super important. Sorry, one sec. All right. I don't think I can actually come back from this. given how much damage Zacian has taken and the fact, yeah, I should not have gone for Haze. Let's go for a Protect, as well as just a Behemoth Blade into Eternatus. We are going to be able to see how much that that the Flamethrower does. So it does actually, like, not super much with the what is it called, with the rain up. But unfortunately, we aren't going to be able. I don't think we can come back from this one at this point. So yeah, we can Scald and just keep wasting Scalds and go for a Behemoth Blade onto Eternatus. I mean, this is like potentially doable, right? Because we know that the back two are Landorus and Stack Attacka, neither of which do well into Zacian, but at the same time, Tapu Fini, it also doesn't do well into Politoed, right? So what we can do is we can target into Fini with Zacian, and then target into the other thing with Politoed. As Lando, yeah, we do see Lando come out. Fini does have enough chip damage. I'm going to actually Scald. We know Fini doesn't have Protect, so I'm going to try to do this. Right? We should outspeed Landorus, because we can outspeed Standard Landorus, which is faster. And then, what? Politoed. Politoed should be able to get a good amount of chunk onto Lando, and if we get the burn, I mean, it is potentially possible. Oh, it's Scarf Lando. Scarf. That's huge. That's so huge to know. Okay, Scarf Lando. Okay, important information going into game 3. Okay, definitely did not expect that. I think nonetheless though, yeah, if I hadn't hazed, I would have been in a way better spot. So I think we bring the same 3. I think that was just definitely a weakness of mine, where I sometimes will get tired and make mistakes, and I keep bumping into this. Poly Kingdra with Lando Zacian. And I think we just need to preserve. Yeah, I should not be so hasty. I think there was actually a really good argument to lead. No, because I need the speed drop, right? And it looks like, right, we know, okay, so we know Lando is Scarf, so we know Lando does not have Protect. We know Fini does not have Protect. We've seen Sludge Bomb Flamethrower recover on Eternatus, but we haven't seen it go for Protect. I don't really expect to see Serena. Sorry, we are messaging. And we are going to see the same lead of Eternatus with Tapu Fini, right? Because Fini gives me a lot of trouble. And so now I want to not. So I expect them to view Kingdra as the threat. I really want to make the risky. So we can actually make the risky play of switching into Landorus and going for an Icy Wind, only due to the fact that we are faster with Kingdra. So even if they get an Icy Wind off, we can protect. We don't even need to protect. We can just go for we can just go for another Icy Wind, as we do able to connect that with some good chip overall. Feeny cannot protect, so I'm guessing if they go for Icy Wind, they don't have a special defense up. We are going to see a Sludge Bomb, into Kingdra. Does a good amount of damage, as unfortunately an Icy Wind is going to come out from them. It is going to do a good chunk into Landorus, but I guess what do I care about more? I'm tempted to Sludge Bomb into Feeny. I'm going to Sludge Bomb into Feeny. I think, yeah, because I expect the Eterna to swap into... Okay, so we do see Serena in the back. And so now, I'm guessing it was just with the idea of, hey, I want to be able to take the Sludge Bomb. And so I want to just try to hopefully pick up a knockout with this Sludge Bomb. I think that would be really, really big, just given the fact that, yeah, so Sludge Bomb is going to connect. Oh, wow, that is super specially bulky. Kingdra is going to go down, but at this point, we can bring out Zacian pretty safely. We do have the rain to stop shenanigans. Oh, but we have a speed drop on Landorus, right? Serena's at -1 speed, so are we. So I want to Sludge Bomb into Serena and go for a Behemoth Blade into Feeny. I think given the fact that we do have the rain, I'm not super worried about Eternatus, as we are going to see the swap into Lando in the back. Lando is going to come out. Lando, as we've seen, is Scarfed. So we can double protect to figure out what it wants to lock itself into, as a Behemoth Blade is going to come out. Should do a good amount of damage. It is going to... Yeah, it does a decent chunk. We are going to be able to Sludge Bomb into the Serena, which is going to live, and I actually did not plan on that. So I'm guessing the Serena is Assault Vest. Okay, so Serena is... Yeah, this is a tricky spot, right? Because Serena has Grassy Glide. What we can do is we can Scald into Landorus and try and protect with Zacian. I'm expecting an Earthquake to come out, because we do need to get Zacian in while, or we do need to get Eternatus in while there still is rain. We are gonna see the Earthquake come out. If it wants to KO Serena, that would be great, but I don't really expect it to. We are gonna see a decent amount of chip, and so I don't... Okay, so that's great, right? We are faster with Politoed than Serena, so we do pick up the knockout onto Landorus. Feeny is low, as is Zacian. That's a really big miss. That is... There's like no way around that. That is a huge miss. Yeah, that's actually really unfortunate. Because this Feeny cannot protect. So what we can do is we can actually pretty safely go for a protect with Politoed and then go for a Behemoth Blade onto Tapu Fini. Yeah, wow, that was a really big miss. We could have actually substituted. That would have actually been a really good option to go for sub onto Zacian, just because of the fact that we would pretty much have been able to guarantee it. Yeah, we could have... Yeah, we actually should have done that. We should have subbed with Zacian and then gone for the protect with Politoed, because we are going to see the Grassy Glide. Yeah, because you just don't want to risk That missed. That's big. Okay, the rain has stopped. So it is going to be Politoed and Zacian versus Eternatus and Serena. And so the question now is, we are neutral Zacian, as we are going to see Eternatus come back out. So I don't think we actually can KO. So what we can try and do is we Scald onto Serena and protect with Zacian. Because if we can make this a 2v1 Eternatus versus Zacian and Politoed, I think we can come back from it. As we do see Eternatus go for a recover. I think that makes a lot of sense. We could theoretically Perish Song. Let's see how much the Scald does. I don't think it'll pick up the knockout because I think Serena is going to be Assault Vest. As, yep. Politoed does hang on. But I don't think that is really going to matter. We now go for a Scald onto Eternatus, as well as a Behemoth Blade onto it. And I think, barring a crit, we shouldn't be able to come back from this, right? Because, oh, we're faster. That changes a lot. Oh, wow, and it is a 3-hit KO. So we actually played that wrong. No, I was gonna say we could Perish Song, but Perish Song isn't gonna matter. Yeah, so we actually needed to target into Serena. We do get the burn, but overall, I don't think that is gonna matter in the long term. We do see, yep, the Grassy Glide. So if I had known that, the play was we knock out Serena and Perish Song with Politoed, because then we would have won in the end game. But now we don't really have that option, because you can recover stall us. We can go for Behemoth even with a crit. That's the thing. Like, we would need 2 crits in a row, and so the play. If I had known we were faster, it would have been to knock out Serena, and then set up the Perish Song. But very, very good games to Jose. Like, this was a super fun set. You are just going to be able to stall me out with Eternatus pretty effectively, as you can just go for a sad Power Whip onto Zacian. But, I mean, we could play the timer. I'm going to go for a Sacred Sword onto Serena. Oh, no, but there's 5 minutes left in the battle. So I can't even play, but I think if we had gotten off Perish Song... No, because then you just knock out Politoed. I think we could play the timer. What is Eternatus' health? I don't really like that option. I think there's way, way, way too much time left, right? And you can very easily stall out my... yeah, there's 5.5 minutes left. Eternatus does have lower HP than me, but you can recover in the end. So, like, even if we go for time at this point, I don't think it'll matter in the end, right? There's no... Unless this turn was the one that started the clock. But I don't really see that is the case, right? It is Cosmic Power. So this Eternatus does not actually have a way of protecting, which would have been really good to know. Yeah, if we had kept Politoed, we would have still lost, but we can at least pretend. I don't think... Let's go for a substitute now. At this point, I think you can just put on enough offensive pressure. We only have 2 Behemoth Blades left, and so you would have to... We are going to see the recover. There is the... I don't want a timer stall. I really don't. Especially because... Yeah, I think because we subbed, we cannot win. Because, right, what'll happen is they will be able to... recover off the damage that we deal with Behemoth Blade, especially after Cosmic Power. And so I'm not gonna timer stall. Maybe we can get, no, because we would need what, 2 critical hits? 2 critical hits won't even do it. And we're basically stalling for time. But this was a really good set. I think that there were a lot of points where I made very crucial. Oh yeah, that damage is pitiful. I made a lot of really crucial misplays that cost me. The only chance I have at this point is I would have to critical hit this Behemoth Blade because he went for an attack. I'd have to critical hit a Behemoth Blade, him go for Flamethrower, and Flamethrower not pick up the knockout. Just kidding. That was my last Behemoth Blade. So we're just going to run at this point. Very well played. Super fun. Excited to have more Series 10 content. And yeah, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.